Are all of your drone videos starting to look a bit samey? To start off with, you see the majesty of the countryside or the town from above, but after a while they start to lose their pizzazz.
Meh. Oh.
They all sort of merge into one endless landscape loop. So this is just a quick video to show you how to grab creative, engaging shots with your drone. And the main point here is, don't fly your drone. Hello?
Put the DJI Mini 5 Pro down.
Who's this?
Put the drone down on the ground.
Okay.
Now step back, tilt the gimbal up, and make sure you're in focus.
Right, what? Who is this?
Shut up, you muppet.
Okay.
Now press record and step behind the drone. And just walk forward.
I'm going.
Don't stop walking. Now turn around and walk back. Walk past the drone, don't look at it.
Right. Okay, I won't look at it.
Stop looking at it.
Okay.
Good.
That's sorted. Bit of a frog in my throat. Yes, you heard right. You don't always have to be flying to get a great shot. I'm using the Mini 5 Pro today, but you can do this with just about any drone. Later on, I'll explain the massive workflow advantages to doing this, but let's look at our example. Instead of a generic top-down shot of me walking down this lane, my editor encouraged me to take a quick shot with the drone just on the ground. Instantly, this gives the video a narrative feel and a completely different perspective. And with editing, you can create a beginning, middle and end of your video just to give it a little bit more body. And that's what I did in this just very simple example for you. In fact, you can take this to extremes. If you'll indulge me, let me show you a very short film I put together a few days ago using just the Mini 5 Pro. See if you can work out how I pulled off some of these shots, and pay close attention to the audio, especially in the first section. I'll explain how it's done right after. And yes, the first part of this is the obligatory start of any video that claims to be cinematic. It's called McKinnon's Law. If you don't do it, apparently you aren't allowed to consider yourself a serious filmmaker.
I'll write another sad song for you. Affections overdue, I'm imbued, bursting at the seams. I don't know whether you've been doing better than you seem to. I know I shouldn't ask how you doing, but curiosity killed the human. Nothing left to lose, running out of excuses. Something that it's true, yeah, it's true. Baby, lately I've been feeling blue. You knew the distance that we grew. Do you think about me too? It's true, yeah, it's true. Baby, lately I've been feeling blue. You knew the distance that we grew.
Blah, 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 talk. No pigs were harmed in the making of that video. They were already dead when I found them in the shop. Now, just to emphasise, every single shot in that montage was taken using the DJI Mini 5 Pro. Let me talk you through them. First, I placed the drone on top of the air fryer to get the mug shot, adjusting the gimbal down manually. I used the 2x digital zoom to get that tight close-up of the coffee. I shoved the drone directly in the cupboard behind the coffee jars. The eagle-eyed viewers amongst you might spot I was wearing wearing a different t-shirt because, yes, I had the idea to do that on a completely different day, and I'm lazy. I held the drone up to the window for the trees and then put it back in the air fryer. No, I didn't put it in the air fryer. I put it back on the air fryer with the gimbal up to capture the exact moment that I burnt my mouth, because I just don't take myself too seriously. I walk out of the shot and then have a matching shot of me walking into the living room to sit on the sofa. The drone was just sitting on my coffee table with the gimbal slightly up, looking at me. By this point, you can probably see where I'm going with this. Inspired by a video on the TV where I saw some devilishly handsome young bloke doing some lovely barbecuing, I decided to get some pork belly on the go. Low and slow, letting that fat beautifully render out of the pork and bring the temperature up. Get on with it, this is Amok Time flies, not Amok Time grills. Before searing them off and then serving. Sorry, right. So outside with the barbecue, I used 3 basic setups. One perched on my swing seat, one closer shot directly on top of my other barbecue, and then a quick handheld panning shot with the sun glinting off the barbecue. I apologise to any vegetarians and to anyone who's suddenly feeling rather hungry. Finally, I intercut those with a few shots where the drone was actually flying. The sun was striking through the trees, a top-down shot of me, the local town, and for some reason the moon. It's all about seeing the opportunity to enhance your story. Shoot the same action several times from multiple angles and cut them together. It creates a dynamic sequence instead of one long, boring aerial shot. And if you want to go really pro with some of these shots, you can go into manual focus and actually fix your focus there before walking into the shot. And those sounds you heard? Every single one of those was added in the edit. The bird song was a recording I did in my back garden just with a DJI mic, but you could equally just use your phone for that. And the other sound effects came from audio.com, which is where I get all of my tracks. Now, this video isn't sponsored by them, but I do have an affiliate link down below where you can go and check them out. And if you do decide to purchase, I get a tiny bit of money that helps support the channel. Doesn't cost you any more though. But anyway, yeah, you can use audio or you can use the free YouTube library, but I prefer audio because the quality is a lot better and there's an almost infinite amount of sound effects and music available. And they only use original artists, not AI. If you're using a phone app like Lightcut, there are also a whole bunch of sound effects in there that you can use as well. So what's the advantage here? Well, the obvious one is budget. You've just spent a shitload of money on a drone, so you might not have the cash for a secondary B-roll camera. Even if you do have a decent phone or an extra camera, sometimes carrying multiple devices and swapping back and forth is just a massive faff. And because it's the exact same sensor, I don't have to spend hours colour matching in post. And every shot is all on one SD card, so there's no faffing about disconnecting and reconnecting loads and loads of different devices. And in case you're wondering, yes, I am shooting this on the Mini 5 Pro. If you don't believe me, look, I'm gonna make a time tunnel. Ooh. Oh, and if you are finding any of this useful, please do hit the like button and also consider subscribing for more stuff like this. And also hit the hype button if you're on a phone or mobile device, because that helps out as well. Thank you very much. Yeah, I know. Weird, isn't it? Now, I'm not saying you should use your drone for every single non-flying shot. Perching it somewhere for a quick 5-second perspective is great, but don't try to film an epic long-form talking head documentary with it. Mini drones only have passive cooling when they're on the ground, so they will automatically shut down after about 5 minutes to prevent overheating to protect the processor. So bear this in mind. Shoot the shot several times so that you have options in the edit, but do it with alacrity. Alacrity, yeah, tick that one off. I've used that in a video now. It's also a bit tricky to mount them securely on a tripod, and crucially, you have to record your audio completely separately, or rely entirely on sound design and music like I did. So get out there and get creative. I'm sure you can put something together way better than what I did, and I'd love to see it. Let me know in the comments if this has changed your perspective or given you some fresh ideas. If you want to know more about setting up a proper drone shoot, then check this video out here. And if you want to see something special, check this one here. Bye.
till I'm back up on my feet.